Hey YouTube, so today we're tackling that age-old problem of how your dog should interact with people, but probably more importantly today, how should people interact with your dog?
And this is something that we've seen time and time again go really, really well or really, really badly. And actually, in the eyes of the law, our dogs are absolutely our responsibility. And this, therefore, is of vital importance.
So if you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure to do so. If you have not checked out previous episodes, make sure to do so. And if you've got an idea for a future video, please, please, please put it in the comments below this video.
We want to help you. We want to serve you. We want to bring all of the dog training to you. So let us know in the comments below. So people and dogs. Now, I'm going to give an example, and we were recently at a very, very big event. We were at Crufts, so a huge, huge event. And actually, so many people want to grab hold of your dog. They want to squish them, they want to cuddle them.
I remember one year I had Ketone at Crufts, and she was on a bed doing a demonstration of just staying on the bed in the chaos that was Crufts. And I was talking to someone, and I looked down, and a lady had a baby strapped to her back. And the next thing, I thought she was just going to say hello to Ketone. No, the next thing was she had tipped her body and she was dangling her baby in front of Ketone because the baby needed to meet well-behaved dogs. And I'm like, if you had done that with any other dog, then your baby would have been eaten.
Like, the thing is, people don't always make the right decisions by dogs, and dogs don't always make the right decisions by people. So we've got a few top tips, and they're to help you and your dog make the very best of people relationships. So I'm going to kick off by saying, you get to manage the situation. You get to say how that situation is going to go. Whether that's people in your home, whether that's out and about on a walk, whether that is literally at your dog training class, or whether it's visitors, like I said, coming in to see you. You get to manage that situation appropriately. So that might mean your dog is on lead. That might mean your dog is on a bed playing boundary games. It might mean that your dog is actively working with you on games. It may mean that your dog is enjoying a passive calming activity like a bone or a chew or a Kong or something that they can be doing. This is something you get to manage. And what Tom and I are going to say here is that you can decide how this is all going to map out and pan out. And so many people worry that this has to be done in a very sort of let's see how it happens way. Actually, you get to decide a lot of this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that leads on to the next one, which I know will make many of you feel uncomfortable, and you've got to get comfortable with it. And that is that you need to actually be very specific with people about how they should interact with your dog. So, you know, the example that I'm going to give, I had baby Casino, and baby Casino, young border collie. She, the last thing she needs in her life as a young border collie is to be grabbed and picked up and whatever else. And so she was walking behind me, going into the vet clinic. I'm a vet, so that was working there, and there was a new member of staff there that day that hadn't had previous training from me on how to interact around dogs. And so what I saw is her face light up. I saw her head towards Casino, and I said, oh, just a second. I'm working on her ignoring people. So if you could just pretend she doesn't exist for me, that would be fab. Okay. Now, 99% of people, that would work, wouldn't it? This person, it did not work. And the next thing I saw her reaching down, and I saw Casino's legs go off the floor, and I said, sorry, I'm going to have to stop you there. I need you to put her down, please. I'm working on her ignoring people.
And that's going to be so hard for so many
And
of
it
you.
does feel uncomfortable, but also sometimes people don't do what you ask them to do, and you need to actually say, you know what, I am my dog's advocate.
I wonder what you're doing with your hand.
I am my dog's advocate. I'm my dog's advocate. And actually, if I don't say something, nobody is going to, because my dog can't. And I know what is going to make my dog feel uncomfortable. I know what's going to protect their emotional responses in the future.
Very similar to this, Mango, she's my young working golden retriever. She absolutely would 100% headbutt anybody. And I know that she's at the moment she's in the living room actually with mum and dad. And for me, that's really important. My dad can be fairly frail and fragile. And so actually, I need to make sure that Mango doesn't go knocking my dad. He loves her company. He wants her company. He wants her in all the time with him. But actually, she can't go greeting and meeting people badly. So actually, these are things we need to put into place and actually explain exactly what we do want, exactly what the framework is, and sometimes put some clear instruction in there, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. So being very specific, practice it before you get into that environment. In fact, everybody should practice right now saying the words, "I'm sorry, my dog won't enjoy that experience."
And I remember very, very briefly walking along a beach. I had 4 Border Collies with me, and there was a man with a German Shepherd. He looked like he was kind of fishing the German Shepherd.
Yeah.
The Shepherd was like running at the end of a long, long lead. And he shouted over to me, "Your dogs look so, so fun and so well behaved. Could my dog join them and come off lead and play with them?" And there was this Shepherd who had a ball in his mouth and was ragging it. And he was kind of at the end of the lead going, "Ah!" And he was quite big. And I just shouted out, "I'm really sorry, but I don't think my dogs would enjoy that experience." And then I kind of really hustled and bustled off the beach because I was like, felt a little bit awkward. And we do feel awkward because we're effectively saying no. And sometimes no is very, very hard to say. And this is just another way for you to practice saying no and giving it a level of qualification.
Yeah.
I said no, my dogs were happy for it. To be honest, the German Shepherd was probably happy for it as well. The only person that possibly wasn't happy in that scenario was the German Shepherd's owner, but don't worry, he'll at some point hit one of these YouTube videos and he'll work out where we're coming from.
And that's exactly it. Sometimes, you know, what your dog wants and what they need are 2 different things. And also sometimes what humans in your environment want and need are 2 different things. And it's your job to deliver the need.
And sometimes they don't know what could come next. For example, with Mango, if she jumps at my dad and he's fairly fragile, actually he could go over and he could break a bone. And actually that's not a scenario we want to go down. Or let's say a dog who doesn't like people so much or is worried by people, they could get bitten. The thing is, people don't necessarily see that, and it's only when it goes wrong that that becomes important. And so for me, this is something you get to preempt, you get to be proactive in, and you get to be your dog's very, very best advocate, because if you're not, then who else will?
Now, what we've got to think about is your dog's side of the bargain. How are they interacting with people? And so we've got 2 resources we want to point you to. The first is we've created an ebook, or we call it a playbook because it's full of games, on stopping your dog from jumping up at people. It covers the step-by-step, the games, the strategies that we would use and work with to stop dogs from jumping up in a 100% reward-based, game-based way. The link is below this video and it's free. It's a gift from us. The second thing is we filmed an entire YouTube episode on Mango and Stop It and working on her jumping up, which was quite extreme at the time. And what you will see through that YouTube episode is actually her starting to understand. And that's really exciting, because sometimes I think you think, oh yeah, but my dog's different, my dog's special. You're going to see a dog that is worse than yours start to learn, and you're going to see it all through games that we're going to use.
I know you're going to be relieved when you see her, because you're going to kind of go, well, my dog's not as bad as that. And actually that puts us into a really nice position of where you're actively ready to learn. Most importantly, working with people and working with dogs and working with those 2 together, you get to say how it goes. And we feel this is really important information that you get to pass on to other cool dog owners just like you. The thing is, if you don't act in this way, actually things do go wrong, and they can go wrong very, very fast. Both Tom has seen it as a vet, behaviourist, me as a dog trainer in a full-time professional centre, sort of here. We've seen it time and time again, and we want to jump in and preempt this before it ever goes down that path.
It starts with your discipline. It starts with you being accountable to your side of the bargain, which is actually being your dog's advocate, being your dog's protector, but also the protector of the people that don't necessarily know what they're getting involved in. So with that, guys, that was this episode of Absolute Dogs TV. Make sure to hit subscribe on the YouTube channel if you haven't done already. If you want us to tackle your struggle, let us know about it in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Remember, game changers, whatever the dog owning struggle, there's a game for that.
If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to our channel.
And check out our new 25-day online dog training challenge. Watch the videos, play the games, transform your dog owning struggles.
As a loyal YouTube subscriber, you can get a 70% discount through the link in the description below.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to the #1 most transformational dog training podcast on iTunes and Spotify, the Sexier Than a Squirrel podcast.
And remember to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more live teaching, video content and free training using the links in the description.